Disclaimer. This story is based on real events, but includes dramatized elements and composite characters to protect privacy and enhance narrative flow. Our hearts go out to all families affected by these tragedies. All right. What's good? Everybody, welcome back to the channel where we dive deep into those true crime stories that stick with you, the ones about real people. Real pain. And that long road to some kind of justice. If you're new here, I'm your host, breaking it down with respect and straight facts. Today, we're talking about a case that'll hit you right in the gut. A father vanishes with his 3 little girls during what was supposed to be a simple weekend visit. And for years, I'm talking over a decade, nobody knows what happened. Families torn apart. Communities on edge. And then, out of nowhere, a single clue from the sky changes everything. But hold up. We're going to get into all that. Stick around because this one's about never giving up. Even when the trail goes ice cold. Before we jump in, quick shout out to you all watching. Drop a comment below. Where you tuning in from today? Brooklyn, LA, somewhere in between. And if these stories get you thinking about justice and all that, smash that subscribe button and hit the bell for notifications. We drop new deep dives every week, keeping it real on cases that finally see the light. All right, let's get into it. So, picture this. It's a crisp spring day back in 2012. In a quiet town, nestled in the mountains of the Pacific Northwest, think evergreen trees stretching up forever. Rivers rushing through valleys. The kind of place where folks go to unplug and feel at peace. That's where our story starts, with a family that's already been through the ringer. Meet Sarah Thompson Waite. No. To keep things respectful and protect the real folks involved, we'll call her Emily Hartman. In this telling, Emily's a mom in her late 22nd, working 2 jobs to make ends meet after a messy divorce. She's got 3 beautiful daughters, Lily, the oldest at 9, full of sass and dreams of becoming a veterinarian because she loves animals more than anything. Then there's Mia, the quiet artist who could draw you a masterpiece with just crayons, and little Zoe, only 5. The bubbly one who lights up every room with her giggles and endless questions. Their dad, we'll call him Jack Harlan. Jack's 32. A guy who on the surface seems like your average blue-collar worker, drives a pickup, fixes things for a living. But underneath, there's turbulence. The divorce was ugly. Custody battles that dragged on. Accusations flying back and forth. But the court says Jack gets visitation rights. Supervised at first, then unsupervised weekends. Emily wasn't thrilled, but she followed the rules, hoping for the best for her girls. That fateful weekend, May 25, 2012, Jack picks up the girls from Emily's place in a small town we'll call River Bend, Washington. He's got his old green t-shirt on, the neon kind that stands out like a sore thumb, and a bracelet he never takes off. Some kind of family heirloom. The girls are excited. Dad's promised camping. S'mores. The whole deal. Emily waves goodbye from the porch. Tells them to have fun. Call her if they need anything. Jack's supposed to drop them back Sunday night, but Sunday comes. No girls. No, Jack. Emily calls his phone straight to voicemail. She drives to his apartment empty. Panic sets in quick. By Monday morning, Emily's at the sheriff's office, heart pounding, reporting them missing. Something's wrong. She tells the deputies, Jack's been acting off lately, talking about starting over somewhere new. The initial search kicks off fast. Local PD, volunteers combing the woods around Riverbend. They check Jack's known spots, his job site, favorite bars, even the Canadian border, because Emily remembers him mentioning it once. Nothing. No sign of the truck. No credit card hits. No sightings. It's like they vanished into thin air. The community rallies hard. Posters go up everywhere. Lily's big smile, Mia's shy eyes, Zoe's infectious grin, all under bold letters, "Have you seen us?" fundraisers for search efforts. Candlelight vigils where folks hug Emily tight and promise they won't forget. But as days turn to weeks, The leads dry up. Investigators dig into Jack's life. Turns out he had debts piling up. Arguments with Emily over money. And yeah, some whispers of a temper. They find his internet history searches for how to start fresh in another country. Remote camping spots. But no concrete evidence. Was it an accident? Foul play? Abduction? The questions hang heavy. Emily. She's shattered but fierce. She quits one job to focus on the search. Starts a Facebook group that grows to thousands. My girls are out there, she'd say in interviews. Voice steady, even as tears fall. I feel it in my bones. The girls' grandparents step in too. Organizing hikes into the backcountry. Begging hunters and hikers to keep an eye out. But the terrain out there brutal. Steep cliffs. Dense forests. Rivers that could swallow you whole. Searches with dogs. Helicopters, they cover miles. But nada. As months drag on, the case shifts from hot pursuit to that dreaded cold file. Media attention fades. Other stories take over. Emily marks birthdays without her girls' cakes, with candles blown out in silence. Presents wrapped and never opened. She tells me in my mind's eye. Every night, I dream they're calling for me. I wake up reaching for the phone. The impact ripples out. Friends drift away because it's too hard. The town whispers about what might have happened. Was Jack abusive? Did he snap? Or was it something worse? Like trafficking rings preying on families? Nah. Investigators rule that out early. No signs pointing that way. But the not knowing that's the killer. Years start stacking up. 2013 rolls in no breakthroughs. Emily hires a private investigator with donations. But he hits walls. 2014, a tip comes in. About a man matching Jack's description in Idaho. Living off-grid. Cops chase it. Raid a cabin. Wrong guy. False hope crashes hard. By 2015, the case is featured on national shows. Podcasts dissecting every detail. Could the key be in those last photos? One host asks. Zooming in on family pics where Jack's smile seems forced. The girl's eyes a bit wary. But still, zip. Emily never stops. She lobbies for better missing persons laws. Starts a foundation in the girls' names to help other families. They taught me strength, she says at rallies. I owe them to keep fighting. Community members chip in, local businesses donate. Volunteers search on anniversaries. But frustration builds. Near misses pile up a bracelet found in a pawn shop. Turns out fake. Shorts washed up on a riverbank. But DNA says, no match. The sheriff's office assigns a dedicated detective. We'll call her Officer Reyes. Who's got that dogged determination. This family's been through hell. She tells her team, we owe them answers. Fast forward to 2018, 6 years gone. The case is cold as the mountain winters. Emily's aged a decade in half the time. Lines etched deep from worry. She's remarried now. To a supportive guy who helps with the foundation. But the hole in her heart, permanent. The girls would have been teens by then. Lily, 15. Mia, 14. Zoe, 11. Emily imagines them at prom. Graduations she'll never see. The community. They've moved on mostly. But every so often, a hiker reports something odd in the woods. Nothing pans out. Then, 2020 hits. Pandemic slows everything. Searches grind to halt. But technology's advancing DNA databases grow. Facial recognition improves. Officer Reyes reopens old evidence. Sends samples to new labs. Sometimes the truth waits for the tools to catch up. She says, a tip line gets a call. Someone swears they saw Jack years back crossing into Canada. Border Patrol checks logs, nada. Another dead end. By 2022. 10 years in. The mystery's deeper than ever. Emily's on a true crime docuseries. Pleading to the camera, if you're out there, Jack, turn yourself in. Give us peace. Viewers flood in tips, hundreds. But most pocos. One stands out, a photo from a trail cam in the Wenatchee Mountains. Blurry figure in green. Analysts enhance it could be Jack. But light's bad. Search teams deploy drones for the first time in this case. Buzzing over rugged terrain, they spot anomalies, odd shapes in the brush, but ground teams find animal bones. Trash. Tension mounts. Emily camps nearby during ops. Praying for that break. 2023. More frustration. A psychic even gets involved, community-funded, pointing to a specific valley. They dig. Find nothing but roots. Emily's resilience shines. Though, she tells groups, the long wait teaches you faith. My girl's spirits keep me going. Investigators pivot to behavioral analysis. Jack's profile suggests he might have holed up remote. Survivalist style. They map potential hideouts. But the wilderness is vast, thousands of acres untouched. Enter 2024, 12 years grinding. The foundation's grown, helping solve other cases. Ironic twist. Officer Reyes, now lead on cold cases, brings in fresh eyes. FBI consultants review files. Hidden clues. One says, poring over Jack's last known photos. That neon shirt. The bracelet symbols, maybe. They recreate the disappearance. Jack loads the girls in the truck. Heads to a campground called Stone Ridge. Last sighting gas station cam shows him buying snacks. Girls waving. Searches intensify with better tech. Drones with thermal imaging sweep the area. One day, a volunteer spots old tire tracks off a forgotten trail, leads to an abandoned site. But empty. Close. Bud nosigar. Emily's interviews turn raw. The mystery eats at you. What happened in those last moments? Did they suffer? The community feels it too. Annual memorials draw crowds. Stories shared of how the case changed lives. Made folks hug their kids tighter. Now, as we hit the turning point in this long saga, it's 2025, 13 years since that spring day. The search ops are winding down for the season. Budget's tight. Hope thin. But Officer Reyes pushes one last push. We need that one lucky break. They deploy advanced drones over the steepest parts, elevation jumping from 800 feet at the old campground to over 4.0 inches the wilds. The terrain, nightmare fuel rocky, brushed thick. No, trails. 3-hour hikes just to check spots. On what was supposed to be the final day, September 18. 2025. The drone operator spots something, an anomaly buried in the green. Zooms in a flash of neon. That's it. Reyes thinks. Heart racing. Live feed shows a shirt. Embedded deep. Not visible from above without getting low. They call in a chopper from a neighboring county. Rappel. Teams down cliffs that'd make most folks nope out. What they find, human remains. Scattered. Decomposed bad after all these years. Clothing matches green shirt. Shorts. That bracelet glinting in the dirt. Less than a mile from where they'd always suspected. But up high. Hidden by nature. Animals had gotten to them. Spreading things out not unusual in the wild. Preliminary ID screams Jack. But the girls, wait. Hold up, that's where it gets heavy. All right. Let's keep this rolling. We're diving into the final stretch of this heartbreaking story. Picking up where that game-changing clue left us, human remains found in the rugged Washington wilderness. A neon green shirt and a bracelet sparking hope that the truth is finally within reach. Let's get into the break. The resolution. And how this long, painful mystery starts to find some peace. So, it's September 18. 2025. And the Shalom County Sheriff's team is staring at what could be the end of a 13-year nightmare. They're in the middle of nowhere, steep, rocky terrain. 000 feet, up in the Wenatchee Mountains. Less than a mile from where the bodies of Lily, Mia, and Zoe were found back in June 2012. The drone's footage is gold, that neon green shirt, those shorts, that bracelet, they match what Jack Harlan was last seen wearing. Sheriff's lead, Officer Reyes, is on the radio. Voice tight, but steady. This is it. She tells the team, this is our shot. But here's the deal. The remains are in rough shape. We're talking years exposed to the elements. Animals scattering bones across the brush. It's not like they find a neat skeleton with a name tag. It's messy, spread out, and decomposed to the point where you can't just eyeball it and say, "Yup, that's Jack." So, they bag what they can: bones, clothing fragments, the bracelet, and chopper it out for forensic analysis. The priority DNA, they need to know if this is really him. And more importantly, what it means for the girl's case. Now, Emily Hartman gets the call that evening. She's at home, surrounded by photos of her daughters. When Reyes breaks the news, "We found remains," Reyes says, careful not to overpromise. Clothing matches Jack's. "We're waiting on lab results." Emily's heart does that thing where it leaps and sinks at the same time. For 13 years, she's lived in this limbo, hoping for answers, dreading what they might be. "Is it him?" she asks. Voice barely a whisper. Reyes can only say, "We're working on it." Emily hangs up, sits in the dark, and prays not just for closure, but for strength to face whatever's coming. The investigation ramps up hard. The remains go to a lab in Seattle, where forensic techs work overtime. They pull DNA from bone marrow, cross-reference it with Jack's profile from old court records. Meanwhile, Reyes and her team backtrack to the original crime scene, Stone Ridge Campground, where the girls were found. It's only 0.64 miles away. But the terrain's a beast. Steep cliffs, no paths, 3 hours to hike. They wonder, how'd Jack end up there? Was he running, hiding? Did he go up there alone? Or, worse, let's rewind to June 2012 for a sec to set this straight. The girls' bodies were found at that campground, tucked in a remote spot, hidden by brush. Autopsy reports were brutal. Preliminary findings pointed to asphyxiation. No signs of a struggle, which hit like a gut punch. Jack was named a suspect immediately. 3 counts of first-degree murder, 1 count of kidnapping. Warrants went out. But he was a ghost. No truck. No trace. Just those chilling internet searches about Canada and remote campsites. The theory back then: he'd snapped, done the unthinkable, then bolted, or worse, didn't make it out alive. Now, back to 2025. The lab's moving fast, but DNA takes time. While they wait, Reyes digs into the new evidence. The neon shirts are matched to surveillance footage from that gas station in 2012, Jack buying snacks, girls waving in the background. The bracelet, same one in family photos, a leather band with a metal clasp. They find shorts too, faded, but consistent with what he wore. Unless some other dude was rocking the exact same fit in the middle of nowhere. Reyes tells her team, "This is our guy." The community's buzzing again. Word spreads fast. Social media lights up. Emily's foundation page flooded with messages. "Is it over?" people ask. "Did they find him?" Emily posts a statement. "We're grateful for the sheriff's work. Please keep praying for answers." She's trying to hold it together. But those close to her see the toll nights spent staring at old photos, imagining what her girl's last moments were like. A week later, the lab calls. DNA's a match. It's Jack Harlan. Cause of death: inconclusive, too much decomposition. Could have been exposure, accident, or something self-inflicted. No foul play ruled out, but no clear signs either. The location tells a story, though high up, isolated. Not trails. Reyes pieces it together. He likely went up there after what happened at the campground. Maybe to hide. Maybe to end it. The why still gnaws. Though, did he plan it? Was it a moment of rage, or something else entirely? The break doesn't just stop at Jack. Finding him cracks the case wide open. Investigators revisit the girl's scene with fresh eyes. Back in 12, they'd found no DNA tying Jack directly to the crime. Frustrating, but not unusual in the wild. Now, they cross-check everything. A tiny fiber on Lily's jacket matches the shorts found with Jack's remains. It's not a smoking gun, but it's something. They also pull old evidence hair, soil samples through new tech, A partial print on a water bottle from the campsite. Missed years ago. Matches Jack's. It's building, he was there. No question. Emily's brought in for a private briefing. Reyes lays it out. We believe Jack was responsible. The evidence points to him at the scene, and his remains being so close, it's not coincidence. Emily nods. Tears falling but silent. Did he say anything, she asks? Meaning a note. A confession. Nothing's found. But Reyes promises they're still looking. Animals could have scattered papers. Or maybe he never left one. Emily's left grappling justice is coming. But it's bittersweet. Her girls aren't coming back. The legal side wraps fast. With Jack deceased, there's no trial. But the DA files a report. Jack Harlan, deceased, is officially named the perpetrator in the murders of Lily, Mia, and Zoe Hartman. The kidnapping charge ties to him, taking them beyond the visitation agreement. It's closure on paper. But for Emily, it's a hollow victory. She wanted answers from his mouth, wanted to look him in the eyes. Instead, she's got bones and a truth that feels too late. The community holds a memorial. Hundreds show up. Candles flickering in the mountain air. Emily speaks. Voice breaking, but strong. My girls were my world. This doesn't bring them back, but it lets their spirits rest a little easier. Thank you for never forgetting them. She announces the foundation will fund a scholarship in their names for kids who love animals, art, and laughter, just like Lily, Mia, and Zoe. It's a spark of light in the dark. Investigators reflect too. Reyes tells a reporter, cases like this, they haunt you. But finding him, that's for the girls. For Emily, the drone tech gets praise. New funding flows to the sheriff's office for more. The case sparks talk of better systems for tracking missing persons, especially kids in custody disputes. Emily's advocacy, born from pain, is already changing laws. As the dust settles, Emily's rebuilding. She's got her husband, her foundation, a purpose. I feel them with me, she says, touching a necklace with 3 tiny charms, one for each girl. She visits the campground sometimes, not to dwell on the horror, but to feel close to them, imagining their laughter in the wind. Healing slow, but it's there. And for us, watching this unfold, it's a reminder, justice doesn't erase the scars, but it carves a path forward. The Hartman story, man. It's heavy, but it's also about a mum who never quit, a community that held tight, and a truth that fought its way out. Thank you all for riding with us on this one. It means something to care about these stories, to honor folks like Lily, Mia, Zoe, and Emily. Next time, we're diving into another case, a disappearance from the 90 seconds where a single photograph flipped the script years later. Drop a comment if you want a sneak peek or have a case you want us to cover. Hit that subscribe. Keep those notifications on. And let's keep seeking justice together. Until next time, stay safe. Y'all?